1 second. Sorry. What's going on here? Okay, welcome to the live show. Sorry. Okay, so we are going to be talking about hang on a minute. Why is it every time I try to do something? Oh my goodness. Sorry, bear with me. Jeez. Okay, so looks like I'll have to do this the other way. I'm sorry, y'all. For some reason, I can't get my screen to do what I want it to do. I'll manhandle it here in a second. Anyway. So we're talking about the truth about vehicles, cars, SUVs, trucks, all that. And for those who know me, know that I am a mechanic. I've been a mechanic for a long time, and I get people asking me all the time, people that don't know cars. They're like, oh, what's a good, what's a good one? Yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Yeah, I'm relaxed. Sorry. Anyway, okay. So I get questions like, hey, what's a good vehicle? That's like the number one question. There is kind of a correct answer to that, I want to say. Yeah. Thank you for the comments. Y'all making me blush. So anyway, I usually tell people, straight up, a good car is either a Honda or a Toyota. Okay. Now it depends on the year of it. It's not just, like I said, it's not just there's your great car right there. Because you could go buy a Honda, it had 300,000 miles on it, and it's just a piece of junk. Now I will say for Honda and Toyota, usually them things go 400,000-500,000 miles. Okay, it's been a long time since I've seen one with 500,000 mileage on it. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. Is it all about my looks? Like, what's up? Should I let my hair down or something? Jason Momoa over here. Yeah. I need to wash it. Yeah. There, is that better? Now, Jason, he's got like that dark makeup on, the eyeliner and whatever, big old bushy eyebrows and whatnot, Anyway, let's get. I'm trying to stay on topic here. Every time I try to do one of these, it's like, hey man, what's up, man? Let's talk about this. So now, if you have a car question, ask me about car, something like that. But anyway, I'll tell you. So recently, I purchased a 2005 Kia Sportage. I put brand new tires on it. It didn't need a whole lot of work. It was one owner, and let's see. I did brakes all around, brand new brake master cylinder, brand new mass airflow sensor because I had a check engine light. By the way, if you ever see a check engine light, it says PO 171 or 174. That means that it is running lean. It's not enough fuel, getting too much air, basically. What? Okay. Keep it on the down low. Anyway. So, yeah, but I haven't done a whole bunch of work to this vehicle. So what I do is I buy vehicles, good used vehicles, fix them and sell them if they're worth fixing. So far, I haven't run into anything that's terrible. But this car's got a clean title, everything. It was special ordered in that, I think they call it Smart Blue, I think. Yeah. It's got push button 4-wheel drive. You just hit a button, boop, 4-wheel drive, boom. AC, heat, everything. It's got everything. It's loaded. It's got a sunroof. If I could, I would keep the car. It's got a V6 in it and a 4-wheel drive, and dude, that thing will get. It is a powerful little car. It's got over 174 horsepower, something like that. Yeah. So what I was going to do is I'm going to go on to Marketplace and look up some vehicles and tell you whether or not I would get them. Okay. Yeah. I got a little bit. Maybe not. Okay, let's stay on topic. Sorry. Somebody was saying something about my biceps, Yeah. I mean, yeah, like, I'm going to Hollywood, man. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so I have a 2001 Ford Focus hatchback ZX3 is what they call it, little 5-speed. Somebody has done some work to it already. They changed the timing belt on it, and they put SVT interior in it, like door panels and seats. Yeah, I got some sunglasses around here somewhere. I don't know where they're at. Are they on me? No. Yeah, I don't have any. Sorry, I have to wear glasses because I have to be able to read. So yeah, when you hit my age, you're going to be wearing glasses. My real name? I don't give out my real name. You gotta find me. Anyway, let's see, where was I? Okay, so yeah, I got this little Ford Focus that I decided to keep. I was going to sell it, but I decided to keep it. And it's a great little car. Somebody also did some kind of, I found out the hard way, on the rear brakes. They did a whole upgrade that you can do from the factory or something. Because I looked at the brakes, I'm like, what the heck, that ain't right. So somebody did a whole upgrade there. Anyway, so I've done a ton of work to this vehicle. Brand new exhaust, front to back. I'm talking catalytic converter to muffler, all that. Somebody's asking if I'm on Instagram. Yes, I'm on Instagram. Yep. Just look up Rome Pascal. Rome, like Rome, Italy. Anyway. Nobody ever wants to talk about the topic. Nobody cares. I'm just trying to give my 2 cents. That's all. And give you my expertise if you are looking for a vehicle. Okay, so here's one. I'm on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. There is a 2002 Ford Focus ZX3 on here. By the way, I love my ZX3. I do. It's a great little car. It's got a, if anybody knows about engines, it's got a B20, double overhead cam 2.0. Like I said, it's got a 5-speed. It only has like 152,000 miles on it, and it's an 01. So, but like I said, I've done tons of work to it. I'm not going to go and tell you all the work I've done to it. Anyway, I'll put it like this. I paid $1,500 for it, clean title and everything, and I put $1,500 in it worth of parts. And so that's me working on it. By the way, work on your own stuff, you'll save a ton of money. If I was to pay somebody the labor that it took me to work on all that, it would have been $5,000 easily. So once again, I'm trying to give my expertise on buying a car. If you're looking for a car and stuff like that, what to look for, simple things like that. Okay. All right. So once again, on Marketplace, I noticed that a lot of people, they don't like manual cars anymore. They like automatics. So I'm kind of like, okay. Me, I'll take anything I can get, just about. Hi there. Welcome to the show. Stick around. You might learn something. Talking about automobiles, and if you might be interested in one there. So a lot of your younger crowd or really old people, it's not that middle class or whatever. It's not that middle age or whatever. They like automatic cars. Anyway, there's 3 things that people ask me if I got a car for sale. They say, hey, is it an automatic? Does it have AC? And how many cup holders does it have? I am not new to YouTube. No. Dude, I got over 300 some videos out there. Somebody was asking me if I'm new to YouTube. All right. Okay, cool. Great age. Yep. All right. So here is a 2002 Ford Focus ZX3 on here for $1,400. Now let's see. I'm not going to show you a picture of it, but it's a little silver Ford Focus, a hatchback. I'm not going to tell you where it's at either. Sorry. But just for, I don't want to show somebody's, they're not really being private because it's, it's out there on Marketplace. But if you want to see it, just look up Ford Focus ZX3. So it has an evap leak. By the way, they only want $1,400 for this thing. It's an automatic. It's got 206,000 miles on it, which is a little high. But if the car has been, here's my opinion on mileage. Okay. If the car has been taken well care of, okay, if it's no matter how many owners, whatever. But if it's been taken care of, that's the main thing. You know, has anybody dogged the crap out of it or anything like that? You know, we don't want dogged out cars, whatever, right? So this has evap leak. Okay, so on these vehicles, the what I have found, when they get an evap leak, one of the most popular things on this car is a gas cap. Yep, the fuel cap. Sometimes you can take the gas cap off, and there is like this is my hair tie, but there is like an O-ring gasket on the gas cap. Sometimes you can take that off and flip it around and put it back on. I have tried that. I have several times, and it works. So, yeah. So anyway, that's the only thing that's really wrong with this vehicle. Looks like. I would if I didn't have my Kia for sale. By the way, when I sell a car, like I won't overdo it. Like I'll sell one, buy one, sell one, buy one. Right? I won't stack up in my backyard or anything like that. I won't be that person. I could, but I won't. So somebody's asking about engine oils. What do you want to know about engine oils? They say, I hate changing it regularly. And is there something or category that lasts longer? Okay. So now I used to work in several auto parts stores. I've been on both sides of it. I've sold parts. I've worked in mechanic shops. I've done it all. Okay. Except for being a car salesman, which kind of what I am now, but I don't consider myself that. But anyway, so, okay, a lot of these newer vehicles, you have to use synthetic. Okay. So the synthetic is a man-made oil that has a higher performance, blah, 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 blah. So if you read the front of the bottle, some of them say that you can go like 10,000 miles without an oil change or something like that. I would not trust that. I would change my oil every 3,000 miles, no matter what the car. I don't care what the experts say on, oh no, it's made to go longer and all that and everything. I don't know if y'all noticed, but a lot of the newer vehicles out here are crap. That could be the reason why, because people aren't regularly maintaining their vehicles. They just buy them and drive the crap out of them, and then they blow up. Not like or anything, but well, the hybrid cars, yeah, they blow up. They catch on fire. You couldn't give me a hybrid. No. So somebody's asking if I'm into bikes. I guess you mean motorcycles. I am. I've owned 3 of them. But I don't have anything right now. I would love to have another bike, but that's a toy. That's like something that when you got money hanging around, you can just, buy me a bike. Maybe down the road, I'm gonna get one. Why not? I got the hair for it. All right. Somebody asked, I own a Toyota Hilux. Is it a good car? So Toyota is a very good brand name, just like Honda. I mean, they're both like, as far as I'm concerned, they are head and head. Now, as far as a Helix, that's out of my range. Let me see what that. Hang on. Let's see. Toyota Helix. Let's see here. I just want to see what picture of one. I've heard of them. So, I mean, I would say, yeah. Let's look up the one thing you can always do. You can go on Google and type in Toyota Helix problems or issues. You can also go on YouTube and type in the same thing. Let's see if it says. So it's got diesel fuel system problems, like failing injectors, turbo problems. Now, every car out there has its problems. Okay, I know there's no such thing as a perfect vehicle at all. Just keep that in mind. Okay, if there was, you would never have to work on it ever. You would never have to service it, like do an oil change. You would never have to change out the brakes, air filter, fuel filter, belts, whatever. So just keep that in mind. You know, if there was a perfect vehicle, everybody would be driving it, so, or flying in it. By the way, it's 2026. Why ain't we in flying cars right now? When I was growing up, I was born in 78. Okay. And I remember when we used to talk in the 80s and be like, dude, 2025 runs around, there are going to be flying cars everywhere. Nobody's going to be on the ground or anything. Yeah, that didn't happen. Let's see. Somebody says, I will suggest you getting a GT 650 Royal Enfield bike. Wow. What's open? I've got to look that up. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Royal GT 650. Images. Oh yeah, that's a cool. That's like a new rendition of old style bikes. You know, like yeah. So yeah, I like that. Kind of reminds me of old Triumph. Yeah, I dig like motorcycles, man. Believe it or not, one of my favorite motorcycles I ever had was a 1987 Honda Rebel 250. I took that thing everywhere. I used to go up to the mountains. You know, I didn't never go to the beach on it. I wanted to, but man, you talk about a rough ride. My butt would be falling asleep. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Although I'm more of a I'd probably like to have like a I've always wanted to build a Harley, and I could build one. You know, sorry. I don't know if you've heard about Indian Larry. Look up Indian Larry. He used to build some of the best bikes. You know, they were simple, you know, kind of like bobber bikes. Yeah. Sorry, somebody's getting off topic again. Somebody wants to know, how many girls did I pull when I was younger? Not a whole lot. Mm-mm. No, I had no game. Although I was married when I was like 21, 22. Yeah. But I've been divorced since then. Yeah. So 20 plus years. So, yeah. No kids. So, but anyway, that's somebody wanted to know. Hey, if you ask a question, I'm probably going to answer it. So, yeah. 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 I used to have like, I mean, you know, back in high school, I had girlfriends, stuff like that. Yeah. I haven't dated since like 08. Kind of fell off the grid. Been living underneath a rock. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, somebody's asking questions. You know, got to answer questions, you know. Well, anyway, let's go back on to Marketplace. By the way, so if you got a question about, you know, hey, what's a good car to get or something like that? No, I want to answer your questions. I want to tell you. Um, yeah. Um, I'm really sticking to these Ford Focuses though. I don't know why, because I never was a Ford Focus man. I've always been like kind of a Honda man. I've had everything. GM, Ford. The oldest Ford I've ever had was a 1934 Ford pickup truck. Um, yeah. Oh, somebody misunderstood me. No, I said I didn't say I had 8 girlfriends. I said I haven't dated since 2008. Let's clarify that. Although I can't believe I'm saying that. Anyway, back to cars. Hey, when you watch my show, you never know what you're going to hear or see. Yeah. So the Ford Focus had an upgrade, had 3 different upgrades. So the ZX3, right, was about right here. Then you had the SVT, which are kind of becoming hard to find. But they're great little cars. The SVT was like a upgraded version of the ZX3. It had a 6-speed instead of a 5-speed manual. Had 40 more horsepower on the engine, so it had like 170 horsepower. And suspension. By the way, mine has, I believe, SVT suspension on it too. I think somebody found an SVT and ganked all the parts off of it and put them on mine. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah. So, but yeah, the SVT. Then you went to, they have a Celine version, and then they have a Roush. Now, I've never seen a Roush ever. So good luck. If you ever find one of those, you better snatch it up before I do. So let's look up. Okay. Several people have asked me about Mustangs. Okay, so I've had Mustangs. I've had 2 of them. I had a 1990 coupe, 2-door coupe, which I should have kept. It was a 5.0. I should have kept it. I gave it away pretty much. Now it's worth like 30 grand. Then I had a 95 GT that I put like a Celine package on it and everything. Yeah. By the way, the prices on Mustangs, don't give into that. That's a gimmick. Don't fall for that. There's no way, there's no reason why Mustangs, I'm talking about Fox bodies, okay? Fox bodies. 88 to 93, something like that. They're like $10,000 and up. They're just ridiculous. Next thing you know, you're going to see one for $100,000. Yeah. Sorry, I can't show you pictures of them. Now, for a good, I would say, realistically, okay, if you want a Mustang, the better investment would probably be a Fox body, 88 to 93. Okay. I wouldn't pay no more than $5,000 or $6,000 for it, maybe. And there better not be one thing wrong with it. They are gas guzzlers. A lot of people don't realize that. You get the big V8s. They are gas guzzlers, man. You got these kids out here, and they go and they get these V8s and everything. Then they go, well, darn, I didn't realize how much money I was going to spend on gas. Like, dude, what the heck? Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. Let's see. A great little Honda would be a Honda Civic. All right. So Honda Civic. Let's see if we can find something good on here. let's see. Here is a 2000 Civic EX Coupe. Okay. Now, by the way, 96 to 2000 model Civics are becoming extinct. Like a manual, nothing wrong with it. Yeah. Let's see. So this person here is selling a 2000 Civic EX Coupe for $1,800. Let me look at the body of it. Needs a paint job. By the way, the EX came with electric windows, power door locks, sunroof. It's got the 1.6 VTEC engine in it, single overhead cam. But let's see. Oh man, this is automatic. I'm not opposed to automatics. If I have a toy, I want it to be a manual. If I've got a grocery getter or whatever, I want it to be an automatic. Yeah. This guy, he's going into the military, so you'll see that a lot, unless they're lying. You'll see people go, "Oh man, I'm going into the military. I can't take my car with me or anything, or it's just going to sit there or whatever. Might as well just sell it, So yeah, you'll see stuff like that. Yeah, I'd buy this guy's car. He's got AC on there too, so yeah, that's a plus. Of course, here wintertime, we don't need AC unless you're like a big old fat person that doesn't sweat. Don't sweat very well. Let's see. So yeah, so 96 to 2000, I would definitely look for. If me personally, if I wanted to, I'm not talking about buying and selling a car. Okay, I'm talking about like a car that's decent, reliable, blah blah blah. So 96 to 2000 Civic. Now, if it's just you, get a 2-door. If it's a manual, even better, right? Because the value of that car is going to go up. Okay. If it's an automatic, the value is not going to be as much as a manual, but it'll still be okay. If you got AC on there with that manual, with that automatic, that's good. That's not bad. So then, let's see. The 4-doors, they're good. If it's more than you, if you got a wife and kids or whatever, yeah, it's fine. And they're peppy little cars. There's nothing wrong with them. They got a little bit of oomph to them, whatever. So yeah. Hey, if you're just now, oh, never mind. I see people popping up and then they go back down. Pop up, go back down. So let's see, what else can we find? Okay, so 2000. Oh man, what was it? Let's see here. There was a Civic that I would not buy because some of them had bad engine blocks. The engine would basically bleed antifreeze, like coolant out of the block. It's called a stress crack, and it just let's see, what year Civics had how can you word this? Had cracked engine blocks. All right. Okay. So 06 to 09. So that 3-year range. I would stay away from those. Okay. Hey, one person, thanks for watching. How you doing? Welcome to the show. We're talking about. I'm taking questions of, if people want to know the truth about buying a vehicle and stuff like that, what to look for. I've been a mechanic for a long time, and I can tell you kind of what to look for, even if you don't know cars. So if you got a question, please feel free to ask me. If you're looking. Okay. Let's see. So as far as new Hondas, I've heard that. Okay, so a lot of new Hondas, like Honda Civics, they have turbos on them. Okay. So when it comes to a turbo, I believe originally the turbocharger, whatever, on a vehicle was meant to be for performance, for racing, right? And then they started making it on regular cars, driving cars or whatever, for economy. Actually, I mean, give a little oomph, a little horsepower, a little torque, but it was a lot for economy. And the turbos were like, little bitty guys, whatever. And so there's a big misinterpretation there of turbochargers on newer vehicles and everything, So somebody pulls up in a new Civic and you're like, yeah, man, it's got a turbo on it and everything, man. And, yeah, man, just pulled it right off the lot. Okay. And it's there for your economy, for some fuel mileage. But what happens is a lot of these turbo cars, the turbos go bad on them, right? For different reasons. Either the turbo comes apart, and yes, I've seen it, or they have crappy oil delivery on them or something like that, which I believe some of them have corrected that, by the way. Stay away from the Chevy Cruze 1.4 turbo cars. Stay away from. I don't care if you see them. Oh man, this guy's got one for $500, man. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that. You asking for a world of hurt. Guaranteed. They are known for the turbos coming apart. They are known for leaking coolant out of every plastic orifice on the vehicle, in the engine, all that stuff. So stay away from those cars unless you know everything about those cars. You know how to work on them, because I know there's probably some out there that's probably a freaking expert. They're probably like, dude, I know everything about them cars. I know how to fix them and everything. Good for you. But everybody else that is ignorant, they don't know, and they're walking into a trap. You couldn't give me one of them things. I don't want to even look at one. I used to work for GM, and I've seen them out there, and the mechanics working on them. I'll be sitting there just shaking my head like, dude, this is like almost a brand new car. Like, what the heck? So, yeah, stay away. That's a bad car. And what sucks is some of those, they look really good. It looks like a little cool little, they did on the rims and the body of it. It's a good looking car. It is, but that's it. So here's what you do. You find one, you rip that engine transmission out, and you drop a freaking K series in there. K series the world. Yeah. So anyway, so another subject. So the K series. Okay. So somebody asked me, what is the best K series engine to get? It is the K24A2. Hands down, best engine that Honda has made. People are slapping that engine in all kinds of different vehicles. It's insane. Me personally, I haven't had my hands on one yet. That is something on the side that I would do to tinker around with and be like, okay, like I would build the crap out of it, whatever, Frankenstein engine. I think what it is, you use okay. So if you get a K24A2 right out of the box, drop it right into a little Honda Civic, like a 96 to 2000 Honda Civic, you don't have to do nothing. Like, I mean, as far as like souping it up, you don't have to do nothing. That is a powerful little engine right there. It comes with like 200 horsepower. That's all you need on one of those little cars. People overdo Civics when it comes to torque and horsepower and all that, because they sit there and be like, yeah, man, it's got like 500 horsepower on it. You know what I'm saying? Check this out. And they just burn the freaking tires up and they don't go anywhere. And it's like, come on, man. You put too much on there. There is such thing as too much horsepower. Back in the day, we used to say, nah, man, there ain't no such thing. But yes, there is on this little card. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So now if you got that, it's a front wheel drive. That's why, because it's like a sled and it's sitting there trying to pull, and it ain't freaking going anywhere. Once you get going, it's gone. Yeah. But anyway, K24A2, great engine. Highly recommend those. Now, if you can find a B18C5, that is a Type R engine. That is, the Acura Integra Type R. That is the engine that most Honda enthusiasts would love to get their hands on. I'm talking about real Honda people, real Honda enthusiasts. Okay. So enough of that said, as far as the engine and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what else. Mazdas. Okay. I believe I had a buddy who had a Mazda MX-5. I think that's right. Maybe if he sees my thing, he can correct me, but it was a little hatchback. I believe it had a turbo on it. I think. Anyway, great little cars. As long as it's been taken care of, great little cars. Yeah. Like I said before, when it boils down to it, like if the car has been taken care of, that's the main thing, So, okay. So regular maintenance. Okay. Regular maintenance on a vehicle, your oil change. That should be number one. Boom. Get your oil changed every 3,000 miles. Okay. The fuel filter. I believe technically you're supposed to change your fuel filter every year. It might differ on a vehicle, but anyway, do that. If you look at your serpentine belt, that's the belt you can see on the outside of the engine going around. Okay. For those who don't know, you can look at that. And if you see any like little cracks in it, time to change it. Okay. Air filter. Your air filter, you take your air filter out. If it looks dirty, change it. Most of the time you can buy a cheap air filter for $15-20. Most cars, something like that. Stay away from these quick oil change places. Okay. Don't trust them. They will mess your car up something bad. I seen where a guy, he went to one and he had it in another shop, and the other shop was looking at it and they're like, dude, like, what the heck is this? And they went to go, take the drain plug out, and it was a quick plug. For those who don't know what a quick plug is, it's basically like this. You'd have to look it up. But anyway, it's a quick plug. You just put it in and kind of turn it or whatever. And it's got like a rubber seal on it. Yeah. They messed his stuff up. So they put that in there. And didn't even tell the guy. Didn't even tell the customer. Just put it in there. Send him packing. So, yeah. Be careful who you trust to work on your vehicles. Okay. If you can go to a side shop, you don't have to go to the dealership. Although it doesn't hurt to go to the dealership every once in a while to see, because the dealership, they don't want to dig a hole, right? They don't want to bury themselves. So you can go there and say, hey, I want to see how much an oil change is. Bob's garage down the road said he can do it for $30. How much can you do it here? And if they say, we can do it the same, go to the dealership. Unless you know Bob personally or whatever, and you just like have him, it's also, I will say this, it's not always about the money, right? Now I know there's a lot of people out there who don't have a whole lot of money and everything, and they can't, really, afford anything, and so they just try to get out the cheapest way possible, but what happens is it ends up hurting them in the long run, so there's where you gotta kind of use your brain when it comes to, who you use, right? So let's say Bob's garage, he's going to charge $5 more than the dealership. Okay. But, if you get in good personally with a side shop, they tend to be on a personal basis with you. As soon as you walk through the door, they know who you are. Your car's been there a million times. They're just like, hey, it was up wrong. Come on in, man. Yeah. What are we doing in your car today? Oh man, just look it over, make sure everything's good. Do an oil change on it for me. Flush the coolant. If the air filter needs changing, please, change it. It's all good, whatever, So you get on a personal basis with somebody like that. That's always good. Because one thing, they've seen your vehicle so many times, they know that vehicle inside and out. They know what it needs and what it doesn't need, right? Now, are there shops out there that take advantage of people? Yes, there is. I've seen it firsthand on, videos, undercover videos and stuff like that, where the owner of the vehicle, let's say for instance, we're undercover and we changed the air filter on this, and we're going to go in there and see what they say, and blah, 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 blah. And they go in there, and of course the people are like, oh yeah, you need an air filter. I think dirty. And they're like, BS. You're busted. We done changed that thing, fool. So watch those undercover videos on YouTube. It's like, man, sometimes I don't like watching that stuff because I don't know what it is about watching people getting into trouble. You're busted. I don't know what it is. I just kind of like, it's like, I feel sorry for both sides. And sometimes other times I'm like, man, throw that fool in jail or something, whatever. So, but yeah, let me know if y'all feel that way, whatever, when you watch those. Yeah. If you like watching car shows, like whether it be showing how to build a car or something like that, let me know in the comments, which I'll y'all think about that. Yeah. So let's see. Anything we can add to this? Now, some of the shows that I'm sometimes I watch, it's where the customer just rolled in and they show like all kinds of stuff wrong with the vehicle. It's like, I don't know if it was fake or not. There was this one I was watching with this woman. She was like, well, since y'all can't repair my tire, I know y'all seen this one, but she's like, okay, since y'all can't repair my tire, I'll put it back on my vehicle. I'm going to take it to somebody I know. And they're like, man, that tire is unrepairable. And they actually, the camera goes out there and everything. It might have been fake, but anyway, they showed the tire to her, and the whole inside of the tire, like, it's just shredded. There's nothing left of that inside of that sidewall. This is gone. And they're like, yeah, there's no repairing that. It will not hold air. And she's just a freaking idiot. I mean, even a person without common sense could look at that and go, yeah, that ain't gonna work. So it was probably fake. But it was a good video though. I know people have seen it. Most time, if I've seen it, everybody else has seen it. That's the way that goes. Yeah. Is that something behind me? Must have been a spot on my camera. I keep seeing a spot like right there. No, it ain't. I'm seeing things. I'm hallucinating, man. Yeah. Let's see what else. I really wanted to talk about the cars that are like most affordable, stuff like that. And I mean, most of the time it's going to be like little compacts and stuff like that. Now, one of the cars that I like to look at is the Honda CRVs, whether it be the old ones or the new ones or whatever, but they tend to have the newer ones I know, or newish, whatever, they tend to have bad engines. And when I say that, I mean like they always blow head gaskets or whatever, or timing chain goes out, something like that. It's always sitting there rattling and everything. I do know this: if you ever start your Honda and you have a K series engine in it, and you hear like a rattling when it first starts up, all that. So a lot of times, it is the timing chain tensioner in there. It's popped loose. You just got to replace that, and it's kind of a pain. The starters on those are kind of a little pain to change too. I found out through a friend of mine, actually. I have not worked on one, but I see these Honda CRVs, and they usually got decent prices on marketplace and stuff. But just keep in mind, man, you get what you pay for. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. No doubt. I mean, that's. I have been fooled before. We all have. We've all been there, and I mean, we're only human, right? We fall for anything. My brother actually showed me there was a Toyota pickup, little Toyota pickup, 4x4, and it said $1,000. And I mean, this thing looked immaculate. And I was like, dude, and there was nothing wrong with it. And I was like, dude, that's fake. Don't fall for that crap. I've seen that before. I don't know what the deal is. I think that I'm guessing like you try to contact them. Okay, so basically they're trying to get your money. They're trying to get your information, all that. That's what it boils down to. So be very careful. If it looks too good to be true, if you don't know, ask a professional. Ask somebody, hey, do you know about these? Whatever. So I'm surprised that he didn't really pick up on that. Like, but he showed it to me, and I was like, that's something weird about that. There's no way a Toyota pickup truck, I don't care what it is, there's no way a Toyota pickup truck with no problems is going to be $1,000. If it is, the old man selling it is out of his freaking mind, because usually them little Toyota pickups, they're $3,000 to $5,000 or $3,000 and up. Let's just say that. So we used to have a rule of thumb: if the car ran, even if it had problems, if it ran, if it drove, it was worth like $1,200, no matter what. That was just like a thing we used to say. Yeah. But if y'all got any questions on, if you're looking for a vehicle, if you want to know what to look for, you can ask me, because I have a lot of knowledge on different vehicles and stuff. Not all of them, obviously. These bunch of these newer cars, I kind of tend to steer away from, because the reason why is because where they get their parts from, I know where their parts are coming from, and they are junk. They just don't last long, like I seen somebody I knew bought a 2014 Ford Focus for only $4,000. Red flag. A 2014 for $4,000? No, that should be like $10,000, or at least $8,000. Let's just say. So I'm kind of like, what's wrong with it? So, yeah. So I see red flags all the time with vehicles and stuff. So if I go to buy a vehicle, if I go somewhere to, hey, what's up? Welcome back. If I go somewhere to buy a vehicle, so first thing I do, I'm like, start it up for me. Let me hear it run. Let's see what it sounds like. Usually I don't test drive. Vehicles. I'll ask the customer, I'll be like, well, I'll tell them, hey, can you drive it up and down the road for me? See what it does? That's what I do. I do that for one thing, for liability. Plus, I don't want to get in the car with a stranger. You left a gift for me on the door? Huh? Okay. On my door? Somebody said they left a gift for me. I'm scared. You'll see the Jason Momoa come out of me here in a second. Is it at my front door? Be right back. I don't see nothing. If it's at the back door, I'll find that later. I'll put it like this. I'll put it like this. Don't do that. Yeah. Anyway, God, I lost my train of thought again. Oh man. Um, okay, that was totally left field. Sorry about that. Somebody said they left something at the front door, and I fell for it. uh, um, okay, all right. So somebody, all right, so no more cars. They don't want to talk about cars. They want to talk about my life. Why do you want to talk about my life? I have no life. That's why I'm on here talking to y'all. What do you want to know? What do you want to know about my life? I have no life. I am a let's see, 47. I'll be 48 in March. I hope to get a lot of presents for my birthday on my front door step. So, okay. For context, somebody wants to know about my best experience venture or something. Whew, man, where to start? I could write a book. Keep in mind, I'm 47 years old, and I have been around for a while, and I've done a lot of things. When you become a free man, when you become okay, let's see. Everything started for me probably when I hit 30. Okay, that's when my life, I would say, really began. Now, keep in mind, when I was 21, 22, whatever, I was married. I was married for a year and a half. That was it. No kids or anything like that. And from then on, I was hanging out in the bars, and all that. Or excuse me, I was hanging out in clubs. There is a difference between a club and a bar. And doing this and that and everything. And so when I turned 30, I mean, like I said, I could write a book. So much has happened in my life, I went to a bar and I accidentally played in a band for one night. That was fun. And then I went to Costa Rica and almost died. I was whitewater rafting. And yeah, boat flipped over, almost killed everybody. Everybody survived though, but we almost drowned. Came out of the water naked. Yeah, that's a whole story in itself. That was probably the closest I came to seeing God. And then yeah, there's a lot to think about. And once you have that kind of experience, you look at life a whole lot differently. I almost died of meningitis. Look it up. Viral meningitis. They took me in and didn't know what was going on with me. So that was a bad experience. Now, as far as good experiences, though, I mean, well, when I was in Costa Rica, I got to see all kinds of wild animals and stuff like that, and run with them, and thank God I didn't run into the cartel or anything like that. Not one bad thing was bad about Costa Rica, except for me almost drowning, but everything's beautiful there. If you ever get a chance to go there, go there. I was in the San Jose district, and let's see. Trying to think of like what. Yeah, I don't get out no more. I really don't. I think I'm becoming an introvert. Um, yeah, I'm just. I have friends that I hardly see anymore. So yeah, I just kind of like do my own thing. Work on cars. That's how I make my living, pretty much. Fix cars, sell them. I've been working on cars ever since I was 6 years old, and so as as you can tell, I got a lot of experience. And just celebrated my mother's birthday. She turned 91. January 2nd. And so that was something. That was a big hill to climb over. Because my grandmother, her mom, and my dad, they died at 90. So yeah. Now I have boring videos on this podcast on broketv123. Obviously, I have. One day I just got bored and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna film myself cleaning out my shop. It's just, I have people. I'm not lying. I have people that tell me they watch my show so they can fall asleep. Who does that? Oh my God. When I can tell you that when I'm trying to remember things. By the way, my mind has not been good lately because I tend to forget a lot. Can't hardly remember anything. I hardly remember my childhood. I don't know. It's just like some kind of mental block or something. I don't know. But anyway, I do remember when I had one of my motorcycles and I would get on that thing and I would just ride. I loved riding at night and watching the sunset, like go towards the sunset and watch the sunset, come down. And like Forrest Gump, you ever seen Forrest Gump? Like Forrest Gump said, when he was sitting there running, and he saw the scene, it was just like that. And, he said, I didn't know where the earth started and heaven began or something like that. And it was that right there. Like I said, I've had experiences in the heavenly type experiences, stuff like that, and I'm very close to God too. So, I am a Christian, I'm a Quaker, like a guy on the Quaker Oats box. I always tell people that and they're like, really? But yeah, we got the buckles on the hat and everything. They're like, really? I'm like, no, but I am a Quaker. So yeah, I think you get a good kick out of that. Got to have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? You got to find the fun in life, because if you don't, you're going to drive yourself nuts. And you're just going to you're going to go crazy. So yeah, you gotta You got to do that. So, um, and it's like, people ask me, hey, what's your hobbies? I'm like, usually, working on cars. I have all kinds of different hobbies. This is one of my hobbies. You know, just just making these videos and talking to people, and because you never know who you're gonna meet, and there's so many interesting people, and so I live in North Carolina, right? But dude, I've talked to people in like overseas, like Singapore and um, Russia and whatever, and it's really cool to to talk to those people and everything. Um, right now, the time here is it's about 4:20, so we know what everybody's doing right now. Uh, but um, let's see, probably in like Japan right now, they're like 12 hours behind us. So it's like, so when it's morning here, it's night there or something. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, but it's really cool. I hope to go to Japan one day. I hope to, although it costs a lot of money to go back and forth, whatever. Um, Now, I went to Costa Rica because I know somebody who lives there, like who's actually from there. And they came here to be a mechanic of all things. And I made good friends with them. And then next thing you know, they're like, hey man, you want to come to Costa Rica and stay at my house? You know. So I didn't have to pay for a place to stay. I just had to pay for my food. And so yeah. So if I was going to go to Japan or anywhere out of the United States, I would actually have to know somebody, I think. You know, I would have to, you know, I've always wanted to go to Rome, Italy, you know. Um, but yeah, I have people telling me all the time, about places and stuff, you know. I've always wanted to go on a cruise, but I've always been afraid to go on a cruise. I'm not really afraid of anything. I The only thing about a cruise I'm afraid of is getting food poisoning. That's it. I know people that have been on a cruise like every year. They go on every year, whatever. Oh, I've been on 20 cruises, or something like that. And I sit there and go, man, I ain't even been on one, you know. And um, but they say they're like, oh man, we never had a problem. Nothing. Never got sick. Nothing. Now that's just how they are. Also seasickness. Um, I did have a buddy tell me, another friend who went on cruise, whatever, and he told me he's like fine. They say you can wear one of those patches and you'll be all right. You'll be fine. Whatever. Um, but yeah, I've always wanted to do that. So, but you know, me, I'm a thinker, and I'm like, dude, if I have 100 years on this earth, and I let's just say I know I got 100 years on this earth, and that's it. And it's like I always tell people, don't waste your life. Okay, don't be cooped up in the house all the time. God gave you this life to enjoy, to do. You know, and so I kind of tell people that and if you don't like something about your life, change it. You know, that's why I see these people living in slums and all that. I'm like, dude, just drop everything, walk away. And they're like, oh man, I can't, man. It costs money to move here and all that, whatever. There's always a way. You just got to figure it out. That's the only thing. You got to figure out how to live. You got to find out how to survive and how to live. Yes, there is a difference between surviving and living. Okay. So, difference being, surviving is Take a homeless person, okay? Good example. They survive. They live from day to day. You know, living is enjoying life. There you go. Plain and simple. Enjoying what you do. Enjoying, like me, I enjoy going up in the shop, working on cars, whatever, tinkering around, making something. I'm always inventing something. Too bad I can't get patents or whatever. Patents cost too much. That's why. There's just, ain't no point. Tried doing it before. Didn't work out. That was like 20 years ago, maybe 15. But that's another thing. Push your brain. If you're a thinker, if you're one of these people that sit there and to kind of daydream and whatnot, there's nothing wrong with that. Here's I sit in school, man, and I sit there and I would daydream, and I'd be like, I wonder what I'm going to be when I grow up. So, I asked my grandma, or my grandma asked me one time. She was, my grandma was like 90. She asked me anyway. She said, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And when she asked me, I was under 10. I think I was probably 8 years old or something. Anyway. And I was just like, I don't know, Granny, there's so much stuff to do out there. And she's like, well, do it all. So I did, or I have, or I've done so much and everything. So, okay, here's what I can do. I actually sat down one day. I got bored. I was at work when I used to work at a place. And I sat there and I was like, I'm bored. I'm going to write down everything that I know how to do. Okay. So I grabbed a sheet of paper. I filled it up. And I was like, ain't no way I know all that. And I started going through it. I'm like, got a lot of time on my hand. So here's what I can do. Okay. So auto mechanic, obviously. I can weld. I can do carpentry. Okay. I can sew. I can cook. I can clean. I can do plumbing. I can do electrical. Now I'm not saying I can do it all. I'm just saying I can do, whatever. I wrote a book, so I'm an author. I'm published to the Library of Congress. I've actually wrote more than one. Played guitar a little bit, played the piano a little bit. I can do a little bit of everything, just about. I can use a computer. I tried 3D printing, and I hated it. It's because I couldn't get the part right. I couldn't get it to come out how I wanted it. So, but by the way, 3D printing, there's just something to look into. So everything now is AI. A lot of people ask me, hey, what do I invest in? I'm like, AI. First thing comes to my mind, AI. Boom. That's the aliens feeding my brain right now. They're just like, yeah, tell them AI. But no, seriously, everything's AI. So if you have your different, I have like 4 different AIs that I use for info, right? So you got Google, you have Gemini, you have Copilot, and you have your Alexa. I didn't want to say that out loud. I didn't want to set your thing off, and I don't want to set mine off either. But yeah, I use all 4 of those, and like I'm always on YouTube looking, studying. That's my school. I've learned more in 10 years on YouTube than I have ever in school. School for me was a joke. School for me is an adult daycare. Or well, high school is. Well, it's all daycare. It's a daycare. It's all daycare, Yeah. It's a place so that you can stay, so your parents can either stay home and whatever, or go to work, whatever, you know. So yeah, that's yeah. Let's see, what else can I do? I know I'm leaving out a bunch of stuff. I can sing. I was supposed to be in a band by now, but I was waiting on my buddy to come through with that. Nothing happened, so I don't know what's going on there. I love karaoke. I love singing karaoke, although I haven't done it in a long time. So there is a local bar here that a buddy of mine graduated with. He's a DJ there. And I'm thinking about going to it. Although I think he's only there on Thursdays. Why? I don't understand that. I've called around trying to find good places to sing karaoke, and I'm like, hey, do y'all do karaoke on Friday or Saturday night? They're like, no, we do it on Thursdays. I'm like, what? Why? Why Thursday? What's so great about Thursday? Oh, Thursday. What? Get out of here. I need to open up my own bar. If I do, it's going to be a country karaoke bar. Boom. Right? Now, for those who are around here, remember the old Palomino and the Riders in the Country and, you know, places like that and whatnot. And I think Riders reopened, I don't know. But anyway, somebody needs to do that, because I've called around. Me and my buddy, we love going to sing karaoke, and we can't find a good place to go sing karaoke. And when I say a good place, I mean, like, we want to go sing country music. Okay. We want to go to a place where the drinks are going to be cheap, right? But not watered down. And we want to go where there's a great atmosphere, obviously. And we don't want to drive to BFE to get there, you know? So I know there's a lot of people out there who love going and singing karaoke, right? I'm a karaoke fiend, as Michael Scott would say. Yeah, I love it. That's why I want to go to Japan, because they are huge on karaoke. But you didn't know that, did you? Yeah, they are. So let's see. What else do I know how to do? There are some things I know how to do that I don't want to say. You know what I mean? Nothing nasty or anything. I mean, I'm saying, like, there's just some things that I like to keep personal, not private. And maybe private. Anyway, but there's just some things that like, know how to do. And let's see what else. Yeah, I like to invent things. So I'm kind of like a what do you call it? An engineer? No, I don't engineer cars. Don't want anybody coming after me. I do not engineer cars, man. Screw that. I'm yet to bump into somebody who engineers cars. Because as a mechanic, I'll tell you right now, engineers and mechanics don't mix. It's like oil and water. So, because some of them things they come up with, it's like, I know. Have you ever seen? I think it's a Ford. Have you ever seen where they stuck the Ford, the starter motor in the transmission? Like, you got to take the transmission down to get to the starter. I'm like, who does that? What? People are crazy, man. I'm a big movie buff, so And I'm not just one street on that, right? So I mean, don't get me wrong. I like watching movies about cars and stuff like that, like Gone in 60 Seconds, Fast and Furious. Seen them all, I think. I don't know. There's probably some at the very end I ain't watched. But I like all the Avengers movies and Marvel stuff like that. But I like older movies, 80s movies. Some 70s, some 60s, some 50s, 90s movies. Today's movies are terrible, but this year might be the pickup year for movies. Hear me out. Avengers Doomsday, #1 movie of this year, although I think it comes out in December. Walk, 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 walk. That kind of sucks. But we'll see how good Robert Downey Jr. is as Doomsday. I have not read the comics. I have the comics. That's another thing I have. I have a huge collection of comics. I have 500 comics plus that I've tried to sell. Every once in a while I'll sell one, but yeah. They go from the 60s up. A lot of 70s and 80s in there. Like it. I do have some for sale on Marketplace. I have a huge stack of Superman. Like anything Superman, like this big. It's all for sale. Let's see. So I like to collect stuff. And I've been collecting stuff since I was a kid. So whatever. Whether it be car parts or Legos. I have my original Legos. I swear, I have my original Legos from the 80s. 80s and 90s. Yep. For sale. I have one of those big totes. It's like what is it? 25-gallon? Something like that, I think. I think so. Anyway, plumb full. Should be all there. Yeah. I think I got it for $2,500 on there, something like that. And for those of you who don't know about Legos, the original Legos, a lot of stuff is hard to find. That stuff right there, great investment. Yep. Especially the hard to find stuff. Some of those, like one piece, could be like thousands of dollars. It's ridiculous. Now, as far as car parts, I have old car parts, some old car parts. I have new modern car parts and stuff like that. Like I have a 1969 327 block with heads. Came out of wait a minute, what did I say? Yeah. Came out of a Impala station wagon. Back when I was I don't even think I was old enough to drive. I was probably 14, 15, something like that. Anyway, still have it. Sitting on a stand. The block is. I always wanted to build it, put it in something. Yeah. I'm a big gearhead. Like cars. I like anything to do with cars, pretty much. Especially older stuff. Stuff that's easy to work on. The most popular V8 ever is the 350. Chevy 350. GM 350, whatever you want to call it. Chevy 350, yeah. Second would probably be the Ford 302, and then third would probably be the like a Hemi. I don't know. That's debatable. I want to say 350 is the most popular one. I've seen people build them things, man. Get tons of horsepower out of them. Hook them up with the right torque and gearing and all that. Man, And they look good sitting down into an engine because they're clean and everything. Whereas a Ford 302, not to crap on Ford 302s, I've had them, I built them. But Ford 302, the difference is the distributor on the Ford is in the front, or I should say front. It's on the front, whereas the Chevy 350 is on the back. So there's a huge difference there of like cleanliness of it. Everything's hidden on a 350. So, but yeah, I'd love to. Well, for one thing, it takes money to build an engine, right? You got to choose wisely. But I would say since I have that block and heads already, if they're still any good, I don't know. They're from 1969. I don't know if that makes a difference. They're all cast iron. I'd mildly build it, put a little mild camshaft in it, something like that, and just a regular. I don't know. When it comes to putting a carburetor on there, I would probably do like like one of those fuel injection, the EFI carburetors. Yeah, that'd be the way to go right there. Instead of trying to fool around with a darn carburetor, carburetors are okay. So carburetors are, I think they're a dying breed as far as finding. You got to find that old man to dial it in just right and all that. Now you can go on YouTube and you can find out how to do it yourself. I have a carburetor, a 2-barrel carburetor on my 1989 Jeep Wrangler. It's got the 4.2 inline 6-liter engine in it. And I've got so I ripped off all the old stuff. Somebody tried to do the Nutter bypass back in the day, whatever. Anyway, ripped all that crap off. Put me just a regular Weber 3236 carburetor on there, manual choke, all that. Works great. Although I need to, it seems like I'm always trying, every once in a while, seems like I'm always trying to dial it in. Like I'm always having to break it down, do something to it. I did find out one time the adapter plate underneath it. So you got the intake manifold, you got the adapter plate, and then you got the carburetor. Okay, that adapter plate, the screws on it were coming loose. They might be doing that again because it seems like I'm having, like if I floor it, it's wanting to kind of hesitate, and I'm kind of like, I think that's what it was doing before. So those screws are like backing out. So, what I did is I found that out and I put those screws back in, but I didn't do one thing. I didn't put no Loctite on them. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just tighten them down as best I can. Put everything back together. Let's see what happens. So now it's been several months since I did that. That was back in, June, July or something. So it took that long for those to back out from the vibration and everything. So I'm going to have to go in there and, fix that. Yeah, Mr. Fix It. So let's see. By the way, so I own the 89 Jeep Wrangler, the 2005 Kia Sportage, 2001 Ford Focus. Okay. And so I want to keep the Ford and the Jeep and sell the Kia. Okay. The only reason, like I told my mom, I was like, man, that Kia is like, that's a nice car. And she goes, why don't you keep it? And I said, because I need the money. That is the only reason I am selling that car. The only reason. Right. because that's what I do. I buy, fix, and sell, And she was like, well, okay. Now I could sell the Ford or the Jeep, but there's reasons behind not doing that. One, I like that little Ford. It's a simple little car, gets great gas mileage and everything. I mean, it reminds me of my old Honda Civic I used to have. I had a 95 Civic 2-door EX, and I had a 97 2-door DX. But that thing was like, I had a B20 in it. I had the B95P paint job on it, which is the Electron Blue SI 99 2000, whatever. Had rims on it, had air ride. Yep, had all that. Yeah. So that Ford reminds me of that Honda. So I'm kind of like, you know what? Maybe this is God giving me a second chance. You got rid of your Honda that you liked. Now you got this Ford, which I've never had, didn't know anything about them. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna. What is going on with my hair? Sorry, my hair's getting on my nerves as usual. Tingly. Ow. Sorry. Anyway, so my Ford, I don't want to get rid of that. Now my Jeep, by the way, everything's paid for, right? So my Jeep is old school, right? It's all carbureted, they ain't got no electronic crap on it, whatever, all that crap. And or it does, but it doesn't. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's old school. So that thing, it's like a tank. It's jacked up, got big 33-inch tires on it and all that, drop the top down on it. It's like a big go-kart, basically, with a big engine in it, right? Fun to drive. And I'm kind of like, honestly, if I had to sell it, no matter what, if I need money, I'll sell something. That's just the way I am. I try not to hang on to anything. Paying bills come first. That's it. This last tax bill, it hit me so hard. It was $1,700. House tax, land tax, whatever you want to call it. That hurt big time. Trump, I hope you're listening. Send me a check, bud. Help me reimburse me for that. Oh my God, it did. That hurt. I don't know about y'all. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's really something to think about. I don't even know how much that Jeep's worth. I have let's see. I have over $9,000 invested in that Jeep. With lifting it, it's got a 4-inch lift, doing all that. Floor's been redone, front and back. Body's going to be done. Everything's been redone, pretty much, all that stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. It'd be, I don't know, probably about $8,000, between 8 and 9, 8,500, if I was going to sell it. So, I don't know. I just don't want to regret it. If you're interested in it, let me know. $8,500. It's an automatic. And I like the automatic in that, because I ain't going to sit there and go through clutches. I got I got a bad knee. Now my Ford Focus, it's a manual, but it's like super light. It's like, you know. But when I bought this Jeep, I wanted it automatic. A lot of people don't want the automatic. I do. I like it. You just throw it and drive, go, man. It's great. Go on the trail, you put it in 4-wheel drive. Don't have to sit there and try to burn your clutch up or anything. Great. Love it. So yeah, if you're interested in it, let me know. Clean title. It's got only it's got less than 140,000 miles on it. Yeah. So, I mean, it's worth every penny. It is. It's a great ride. It's probably like one of the easiest things to have, like simplest, or as you could say. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. So yeah, I don't know, but I got to sell. I don't want to sell the Ford Focus. For one thing, I can't sell the Ford Focus because I wouldn't make any money off of it. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's not worth a ton of money. Those little cars, they're not. It's like, I don't know. It might be worth. I'm going on a limb. It might be worth $4,000. Maybe. And that's not worth for me to sell. That's not worth it. Dude, I've got I got $3,000 in it. And working on it, fixing it and everything. That's not including my labor. So sorry. Yeah. So the other ones, they need to go. Yeah. They need to or something. I don't know. I gotta keep 2. So but yeah, but yeah, I got so much stuff to sell. I got a lot of stuff to give away, I think. I was going to have a huge giveaway. Yeah, I was going to do that. I was going to give away I can't remember what I was going to give away. When I was cleaning out the shop, I kept running across all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, let's give that to somebody, you know. Oh, one thing I have 2. I have, those old push lawnmowers, the ones that go like that. Want to see it again? Anyway, I have 2 of them. One of them is battery operated, which I have the battery, but don't know if the battery is any good or not. I think I've got the charger for it. You plug it in, whatever. But anyway, otherwise you just push it. But anyway, I got those. I'm just going to give them away because they ain't worth nothing. $10. I don't know. But they ain't worth nothing. I'd rather just give it to somebody and like, hey, take this. You know. Yeah. But there's other things. I'll get everything together. And what I'll do is I'll have, like, you have to come to me to get it. Obviously, I'm not going to deliver it to you or anything like that. You know. Sorry, I didn't mean to look weird just then. I was trying to flop my hair there. Keep getting these tangles, man. Tangly. Anyway, sorry. So what I'll do, it'll be one giveaway per person, right? Hopefully I won't have like a ton of people showing up and be like fighting over something. I'll have to figure out how to do that. I don't know. I'll figure out something. Maybe I can have like a drawing. Maybe I can do something like that. Like, here, take a ticket. You know, whatever number you have, that's the item you get. Something like that. Whatever. But I thought it'd be something fun to do. You know, just get people to come out and, you know, maybe I could do the show. I could be like, hey, we got so and so here. They get this for free. Yay. I don't know. It's just a thought. I like giving away stuff. Right. I mean, it's stuff that I'm never going to use or anything like that. So I could just throw it in the trash. But instead of, if I throw it in the trash, I got to haul it off. I ain't going to do all that. So I figured, just get people to come get my trash. Come get my trash. Let's see. What else do I have? I have like little stuff, little. I don't even know how many flathead screwdrivers I have and Phillips head screwdrivers. Oh my God, I got a ton of them. Ton. Yeah. Kind of feel like Harbor Freight. You go buy something, they'll be like, hey, here's this for free. Yeah, apparently you go to Harbor Freight right now, you get something for free. Zip ties or cloths, microfiber cloths, something, flashlight. I don't know. Something like that. They're always doing that. Yeah. Love Harbor Freight. That's my favorite store. It's like Toys R Us for adults. Yeah. That just now dawned on me. Maybe that's God's way of saying, hey, man, since we got rid of Toys R Us, here's Harbor Freight. Thanks, God. God is always looking out for us. He works in mysterious ways. Although, if you ever go to that store, dude, you can't tell me you go in there and you can't get out. It's like, you know how horses on the carriage horses, they have those blinders on the side like this. That's how I am when I go into Harbor Freight, because I'm like, I can't look at anything if I do want to buy it. So I'm kind of like, I feel like a kid in a dirty store. Can't look at that. Don't look at that. I'm serious though. That store is like addictive, man. Especially if you're a grown man, you go in there, dude. Like, you go in there for one thing, you come out with 20 things. I'm not lying. It's and you don't even have to be a car guy to go in there, because they have all kinds of different stuff in there. And it's like, and they have great deals. That's why South Park made fun of Walmart when Stan's dad, Randy, went to Walmart working, or was he working? No, he wasn't. He was just going there buying stuff, I think, or anyway. And he couldn't stop. He's like, yeah, I got these stickers here they're like $1 or something. Hey, check it out. He just kept buying and buying and buying. It was like they made it into like there was something, like it was a disease or something. Yeah. Well, that's how I feel. I feel like Randy. Or Randy Marsh. Yeah. But I love that store. They have so many good things. I could actually tell you some of the stuff. If you're interested, go in there and get some of the stuff that you'll actually use. One of my favorite things is their Velcro strips, and they come in like a bag. And I'm talking like $5 for a bag, maybe, or something. But they're straps, basically Velcro straps. You get stuff like that. I went and got me an actual impact drill for like $40, and I use it all the time, almost every day. I love that thing. It's made by Warrior. Yeah, it was a cheapo, but still love it. Let's see. Let's see. I went in there the other day looking for some dent remover stuff. Anyway, I found some dent remover stuff, stuff like that. If you like to build go karts, they got several different things in there. They got the engines, the Predator 212, yeah, which I think is a 6.5 horsepower engine. Great to have. Then you have the wheels and tires, stuff like that. Yeah. Any kind of if you go in there, go all the way back to the back wall. In my store, it's back left, and they have all these really nice carrying cases, like bags, tool bags, and stuff like that. And they're usually really super cheap, like nice ones, super cheap. Everything about that store is super cheap. It's like Temu, but better. So, yeah. Let's see. But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in there. I can't really think. Me welding, I got all kinds of welding stuff from there. And they have big machinery too. There's a bandsaw. I'm going to look at reviews on it, but I'm thinking about getting the bandsaw. I always wanted a bandsaw ever since I was in high school in the carpentry class. I'm like, man, I love this thing. Stuff like that. I did buy a drill press from them like 20 some years ago. Still have it, still use it. Works great. Mostly everything that I've ever bought from them, I've never had an issue with. Now that Impact that I did buy, I got home and the battery would not charge up. It was super dead. That is what we call shelf life, right? So it's been on the shelf for so long and it never sold, and the battery just, But other than that, never had a problem. I bought a welder, a MiG 140 welder, gas welder. Never had a problem with it. Use the crap out of it. Love it. I believe they might have a plasma cutter now. I have a plasma cutter that I got off of eBay for like $300, like more than 10 years ago. Still use it. Still great. But there is so much you can buy there. It's like I'm saying, I'm just giving you a heads up. If you go in there, if you got deep pockets, be wary, man, because you'll buy the whole store. I would love to have a wall, like a 12-foot wall or something in my shop with nothing but Harbor Freight tools, like one of each thing, in there. That'd be so cool. They should do that. Harbor Freight should do that. They should do like a shopping spree thing. They should get all these people to, although they don't have to worry about money. But they should do that. They should do like some kind of like, let's see, how would you set that up? They should do, like you go online and sign up to do this shopping spree and charge like $100. Yeah. Charge $100. You sign up in there to go do this shopping spree. And then they announce on a certain date, hey, is this person won to go on the shopping spree. And hopefully it's not rigged. And anyway, they go in the store and just go to town, get all that stuff, And although you can fill up a basket real quick in there. So, yeah. Oh, they have toolboxes. That's what it was. So I hope in the future I get to get a nice toolbox from there. That is the cheapest place to get a toolbox. Nice toolboxes. As far as I'm concerned, they don't look cheap or anything. I've looked at them. Just like a regular toolbox, you know. So what? It doesn't say the S word on it. Who cares? You know, I don't care. I don't care about name brand. I never have cared about name brand. Mm-mm. Now I will say this: I've I've tried my Impact, my Warrior Impact against the Milwaukee Impact. Right offhand, I already knew there was a difference. Okay, um, you can tell one rate, you can tell by the weight of it and everything. You know, but you know, Milwaukee's Milwaukee. Okay, come on. Did it do the same job? Yeah. Milwaukee, the battery lasted longer. I will say that. It wasn't my Milwaukee. I borrowed that from somebody. I wanted to try it. So, yeah, I wanted to try it. But anyway, we're going to end the show right there. I appreciate everybody coming in and, you know, and all the comments and everything. Everybody's really cool. Good thing about, you know, nobody comes in and says anything negative or anything like that. And I really appreciate that, you know, because if you do say anything negative, then you're just going to get ignored. So, but it's all good. Where am I at? Okay. I thought I had my microphone on me. It's right here in front of me. Anyway, I'll see y'all later, and I appreciate everyone once again. Okay. All right. Let's see. How do you end this thing? Is this it? All right. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm tired, man. I'm hungry. Anyway, see y'all.